Welcome back. So we've had quite a few of the more serious articles, the heavier topics, but this one is definitely on the lighter side. First of all, I saw this video, video of a zoo in Malaysia, I think. And China, sorry, of a Asian sun bear walking around the enclosure. And it looks strangely human in the way of its movements. So people were speculating, is it a guy in a costume? And I definitely had to look twice, you know. There are some strangely sort of humanoid movements when he stands up on the back legs and just the way he moves his hips. And obviously it is a bear, but it's oddly humanoid.
Takes a double take.
Then the second one was the heartwarming tale of Hank the Tank, who is a female bear who had been causing a lot of trouble in some small town. But the people liked this bear so much they didn't want the bear to be euthanized or put down. They just wanted the bear to be relocated. So yes, unbelievably was a she. Hank, the lady bear. Yes, I guess they couldn't tell.
No one wants to get close enough to find out.
So Hank the Tank survived. And finally, the story of a cub who was being relocated in a specialized cage. And it got out of the cage on the plane. But luckily it was quite small and it wasn't really causing too much of a ruckus. And the keepers managed to put it to sleep before any damage was done. But it was a little bit of a surprise and a giggle, this cute little baby bear suddenly walking around the plane for the other passengers. Do you enjoy visiting zoos? What animals do you like to see?
I love to see animals, but there's always the moral conundrum within me visiting zoos. There's too much animal exploitation and cruelty among many, many different zoos. That make me not want to visit ever, including aquariums. And that works against my absolute love and desire to be near animals. And so I have visited zoos kind of recently, a couple of years ago or so. And I feel bad about it, and I also love seeing it. I feel bad about it the whole time I'm at the zoo. I'm like, why am I here? I shouldn't have come. And at the same time, I'm like, look at this animal that I've never seen in my life before. It's rare to see. You know, favorite animals to see? You know, recently I would say ostriches. This ostrich was drinking water, and it was drinking water in the weirdest way I could ever, it would bend down to get the water, and they would twist its neck around. And I'm like, do you have to do that to drink water with a long neck? No, because the other ostrich next to it was just like, what are you doing, dude?
It was his own technique.
It was his own technique, and I'm like, did they break their neck when they were younger? Did they have some sort of deformity? But very cute, and I would love to be around ostriches. Huge, beautiful eyes with eyelashes.
Very pretty birds. Okay, here's an odd question. I did miss out this tiny detail from my description of the article. There was a description of how a zoo got into trouble because they'd got a very large, sort of shaggy dog and were trying to convince everybody it was a lion.
The colors are wrong.
But they could have dyed it, or maybe they could have found a color match. But the shape is wrong. Surely. Do you think it is possible to pass a dog off as a lion?
I don't know. Absolutely not.
And the size difference?
It's extremely hard to pass off any animal as another unless there are two animals you've never seen before. If someone was describing a hippopotamus or whatever, and you went over there and you saw an elephant, you'd be like, well, I mean, their description of the nose was a bit wrong, but it's basically big, gray, and, goes into the water, so I could imagine. But a dog as a lion, everyone knows what a dog is.
I guess that's why we're reading about it, because people found out that they were not convinced and they were discovered. Yes.
It'd be easier to have a baby lion be a cat, because at least they're in the same family, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But why would a zoo do this?
Were they desperate? I mean, or another thing I thought about is, did they want to have some kind of lion-touching experience that they could sell tickets for? But obviously it's way too dangerous to put a person next to a lion, an untrained person. So they thought they could put the dog in its place to be safe?
The petting zoo.
I don't know.
The lion wagging its tail.
Yeah, the lion with the really long straight.
And the claws that are always out instead of retractable. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why a zoo would do this. I guess money is probably the answer.
Maybe, yeah, it was a money-making thing.
Or publicity.
Downright scam. Anyway, after that fancy road through some funny little stories about bears, let's check out the vocabulary and make sure we learn some of these new words, put them into good use, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Downright.
Downright.
Precedent.
Precedent.
Massive.
Massive.
Euthanize.
Euthanize.
Renounce.
Renounce.